Hi everyone, this is my Builderment main save. So this has a pretty unique design, which I will get into. So starting with this timer here, so this 58 here has a line of gears with a single hole right here that allows Earth tokens to be produced at a limited speed. So in this case, this takes 58 seconds to make a full rotation, so it gets placed in here, a hole is created, and a new token is taken and placed on the line. So what this allows is all my belts to be consistently backed up. Every single belt, besides my raw resources, are completely backed up. And what this allows is the perfect ratio of production. So what do I mean by that? If we go back into my Earth token, we can see that all the resources needed for Earth tokens are also backed up, but they are provided into the manufacturer at the perfect ratio. So we'll get 4, 2, 5, and 100 of each resource every single time a resource is taken from here. And then this propagates backwards. So here we'll need 1, 2, 2, and 1 of each resource, and that will propagate backwards into its production. And this continues until we get to the raw resources. So if we go up here to this iron deposit, we can see a unique setup. So normally you'd have to calculate the amount of gears to plate to raw ore resource production that you would need. Actually, let me find a slightly better example because that one doesn't really show how backed up it can be. This one's a bit better. So in this case, we don't need plates because it's backed up right now. And we don't need gears because it's all, or we need some gears because it's backed up, but also not backed up at some points. So it's producing gears as much as it can. And then we also have raw ore that gets sent out for crafting as well. So what this allows is all my ratios are determined by whether resources are needed for that type. Now, one thing you may be wondering is, well, how many Earth tokens should you produce with this system? And this goes back to what BlockShift was saying in chat, is you'll end up either limiting your production or creating oscillations. And in this case, I've created oscillations manually. So I have this system here, this second clock that runs on 84 seconds. And what it does is it checks to see if any resources are low. So right now I'm checking for if iron ore is low, tungsten, or nuclear fuel is low. And how this checker works is I have these 3 frames circling around, and they get taken by these robotic arms. But if the belts are full, the robotic arm can't pass it off to the next one. And this line jams the gear line here. It stops the Earth tokens from flowing. So right now we don't have any limiting resource, so these robot arms aren't doing anything, so Earth tokens can flow through this line. However, let's say we run out of iron ore, the frames will start flowing. And we're just going to miss it. But then these frames will then block the Earth token from being placed on this line. And the one benefit of this system is that I can control where nuclear fuel goes using the same system. So my produced nuclear fuel goes into, let me try to find one of my power plants here. This is the one part of the system I haven't fully have up and running everywhere. But in theory, you don't need that many nuclear fuels to offset the resource ratios you have. Let's see, does this one have nuclear fuel? Nope. There we go, here's one of them. So how this works is this arm tries to place nuclear fuel, and then this arm will pick it up if it has no nuclear fuel blocking its way, which will then go into the power plant here. I believe I have these arms just to slow down how many nuclear fuels are stored in a buffer, because that will cause oscillations. But yeah, that's mainly how the system works. So let's say we didn't have nuclear fuel here, but see how this line isn't backed up, thereby we need nuclear fuel, so it places it on this line, thereby fueling this power plant. So it's not a perfect system, but I believe it should reach some sort of regular amount of oscillations in the long run, and should produce Earth tokens at the maximum amount that this world could sustain. One problem with the system, though, is it does take a lot of computing power, so I'm pretty sure the game speed is a bit more limited than what it would be if you just had a normal factory. But in game time, I'm producing Earth tokens. Well, let's see here. Production stats. I'm producing Earth tokens at 2 per minute, or if we want to go by the particle glue, that should be somewhere around here. This is how I normally measure, so about 1.6 Earth tokens per minute is what that converts out to. Now that varies a fair bit, but yeah, overall, that's my system. It uses these nice clocks and backed up resources to avoid needing any ratios at the cost of taking up a lot more space, a lot more factories. Yeah, because for every resource you need kind of a whole lot more so that it can always be backed up. But yeah, that's my system. I've been waiting to share this one for a while, just haven't had the chance to make a video, so hope you enjoy it.